Who can do a little bit of a little recap of what happened last time?
We fought a fucking flying dagger that kept trying to stab Evie, and successfully stabbed Evie a few times.
I was gonna say, it was successful there.
Which we have trapped between a trash can lid and a chamber pot. And then we busted down the wall in the basement to reveal a coffin or sarcophagus is on the other end or something. There was something I could see on the other end, as well as 100-something rats that just come running out.
Hey, Amy, what year is it?
1923.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. The tetanus vaccine comes out next year. Rip Evie.
She'll be fine. She'll sleep it off. You also met someone.
Yes.
Yes, we did. The HOA president.
The annoying neighbor lady that is instantly in over her head because she pushed her way inside.
Annoying!
I said what I said.
I'm honored.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. This is the role you have been born to play, Cody. This is the one you want so badly to play.
Wait, let me get my Kate Gosselin wig.
Cody was born to play this role.
Cody has 3 roles that they are meant to play, and they have managed to make characters for 2 of them. They are acquire characters for 2 of them. One is the HOA president that gets in way over her head. One is the Parisian prostitute that they now have in Rune Lords, and then one's the weird little gremlin that they have yet to be able to slide into anything.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Gremlins incoming.
They'll get in there.
If I hadn't been we need some healings, we need some help in Star Wars, that would have been the character that they would have thrown it, is fucking another Nebby. Weird little gremlin.
Hell yeah. We kind of do need healings, though.
Yep.
Why would we need healing? No one is doing anything dangerous.
Bitch.
Oh boy. Anyway. So. We left off with Nathan breaking through and seeing after the dust settles not only a million fucking rats, as you've said, but a room that, as the light cascades in through the opening that you've made, you see that the floor is dirt. It's a dirt floor, and you see a wooden structure in the center. It gets pretty dark though, and that's all you can really make out. Now, you all have this time before you enter. Do any plannings, any preparations if you want to. Don't feel like you have to enter it right now.
I don't suppose just eating a torch in there is going to be an option. Because I kind of
To light up.
Yeah, light up a fucking torch and just throw. Burn it down.
You can try. And at this point in time, as Nathan, you get a good look, and the rats have all scurried. Good job on you,
wait.
Christy.
Pause.
The rats.
Start of session.
What?
Shit. What is it? Luck?
Ah, yes. Everyone, roll your luck checks. If you fail, you get a D10 added.
God damn it. Can I just add one?
No.
Evie.
Woohoo! So I roll a d10 and I add the result to my luck?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Alright. So, the rats have all run away by now, whether it's going under the stairs, up the stairs, beneath tables, into little holes in the walls. And it's once again quiet. You just hear some scratching where they are now burrowing under other walls, but they are not bothering any of you.
Okay, so you said there's like a wooden structure over here, right?
Yep.
Nathan will just like poke his head in with a flashlight, like not stepping through completely, but like head and shoulders through, and just like shine around without going like walking fully in, so he can see like what's if he needs to be worried about anything that's going on like the dark bits that he can't see to either side.
She said you're looking to the left and right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just more pit, more dirt on either end. Looking around. Think you guys may or may not have a flashlight?
Yeah, I think we do. I think we established we have
We
one
do.
when we went into the last worrisome basement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because we
Mm-hmm.
had to look up when they were invented.
Yeah, so you can pull out a flashlight if you'd like.
Yeah, that's what I said he did.
Shine it around. I guess I missed it. Because all I heard was side to side.
No, that there was mention of a flashlight.
Ah, I don't know why I only heard side to side for some reason.
You got
Alright.
Ariana Grande on the mind.
This is pretty much what you see as you shine your light into the room. Just gonna go ahead. Whoop.
Oh, is that a desk I spy?
I don't remember this being in the blueprints.
Yes, well, cult members tend to keep these little surprises out of the blueprints. It wouldn't do for everyone to know now, would it?
Nathan's gonna lean down, pick up like a wrench or something off the floor. He's gonna yeet it at the coffin or whatever the fuck it is.
Roll me throw.
Nope, I don't want to draw. I want to click on my thing. There we go. Throw. Damn it.
So, a 94 is really, really bad.
I am aware.
Yeah, can you describe what happens? It's not a critical failure, but it's pretty bad.
Probably just yeets it all the way to the back wall on accident and just like it ping pongs off for a second.
Just if he was too strong.
But hey, at least we now know what happens if something makes noise and lands in there. He's gonna act like he
Mm-hmm.
meant to do it.
So you have. Okay, so you take the metal like wrench and you just toss it, throwing it up over the wooden structure. And what you can see now, it comes up to about 4 feet off the ground. So it's not that tall. And you just overshoot it completely, and your wrench lands right here on the opposite end of the wall. And there's this echoing sound as metal hits brick. But the sound doesn't echo too much, it's absorbed by the earthen floor. But there is a bit like of a rattle as it kind of hits the brick on the way down once or twice before landing, and a puff of dirt and dust comes up from where it landed. But nothing happens.
He just kind of like blinks for a second, nods. And I think I might have missed it. Did you say that this is a desk, correct? Or is this not there?
Ah, that is there. I am very sorry, I forgot to mention it. You do see that, other than the wooden structure in the center, you do see there is a desk with papers all the way over in the corner.
He just kind of like looks over his shoulder at Evie and Claire, Christy, and kind of nods his head in that direction. It looks like we might have someone that's just going to be able to tell us what's going on here if we can manage to get over there. Not much moving in there now.
Not much moving for Dr. Chambers either, I'm afraid.
He kind of grimaces and looks at Christy, who is sitting on top of the chamber pot and trash can, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. She was a trooper. The rats, she persevered. The rats didn't touch her, but they did run right past her. And by the way, Christy, that knife has gone silent.
Okay. Not sure I trust it.
So Nathan is gonna go back over to his duffel bag. He's had the axe out. He's gonna put the axe back and just kind of. I imagine he probably has like a loop on his pants for his shillelagh in case, and will place the loop on his pants. And Christy, you just see a sawed-off shotgun being pulled out,
Is that really necessary?
and he looks towards Christy. Ma'am, you're currently sitting on a chamber pot and trash can lid that was holding a knife that was flying around trying to kill all of us not 5 minutes ago.
And doing a splendid job, if I do say so myself.
Do you want to ask
Her
that
face
again?
twists like she's getting ready to retort, but then it like dawns on her like the gravity of the situation and she just doesn't say anything.
And he nods.
That gun is quite useful.
He's just gonna double check that it's racked and ready, and he'll go into the room, keeping his body facing this coffin or this whatever this wooden thing is. I'm gonna keep calling it a coffin because that's
Mm-hmm.
easier than just saying wooden thing.
Yeah.
And but he's gonna like skirt around it over to the desk first. He's not gonna like mess with it until he knows he has to.
Okay. Is anyone else entering?
Evie's kind of hurt, but she's not mechanically. She's not too hurt, but it fluff wise, it seemed like it hurt. Uh, but she will make her way over to like here-ish and lean against the wall. I guess here, lean against the wall so she can have a view of what's in there.
You're
She's
holding the
kind of limping.
flashlight for Nathan.
Yeah, she's holding the flashlight. I imagine that like she started to ease off the desk and he just like tossed it to her.
All right. So, Nathan, as you enter the room, and the floor the dirt floor is very soft. It feels like it wasn't really packed in 100% of the way in. So the first inch or so is a bit softer than you'd expect. And every step that you do take kicks up some of it. And your footprints leave very evident imprints into the soil as you make your way over. There's no movement or sound from the coffin. and you slowly make your way over to the desk in the corner. Now, this desk is a bit of a mess. You see that there are rolls of paper that are rolled up and fashioned with red ribbon. There's a couple of papers that are just layered on top of each other, kind of taking up the entirety of the desk. Nathan, roll me int.
Just straight int.
A straight int.
A.
Okay. So, I feel like Nathan's first instinct is to gather to give to the nerds.
Yes.
Nathan, as you go, it's like kind of like muscle memory at this point. You probably have a dedicated like little bag of things that have words on them that you hand over to Evie and Elaine. But as you go, you kind of stop yourself for a second because it's not only the loose dirt that you're standing on and the dust, but also the smell of the air. It smells stale. It smells like there has been no circulation in this room for decades. And as you take a second to pause, and you see that the papers that you are about to touch, they're incredibly fragile. Something about the atmosphere in here, how it was cut off but still exposed to raw dirt, made them incredibly fragile. Dried out the paper to a point where if you were to pick them up, you just know that they're going to crumble. But you do see that the way that they are on the desk can still read them.
And this includes the rolled up papers.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't touch any of them without them crumbling.
Nope. They will crumble. But you can still read them. If you even had the time, you could even, if any of you have a camera, if you're lugging around a giant fucking camera around, take a picture of them, you could copy them down, what you can see. But touching them will destroy them.
And he just kind of frowns because he really does not want to turn his back on this thing in the middle of the room. But will circle around to the other side and
Mm-hmm.
kind of look over everything. There's not any like drawers or shelves or anything below the tabletop, right?
There's a couple drawers.
Go ahead and open those.
All right. Go ahead and you open them, and I want you to roll me a luck check real quick.
Fuck. Can I roll a real die?
Yeah, that is always allowed.
I don't trust roll 20 after this shit. Okay, let me see here. Where is my tabletop? Right. This and then that one. Hey, that's a success. That's a 43 versus a
Hey,
53.
success. All right, regular success. Let's go. So, looks like there's one drawer that you're able to open. The other is kind of broken off. But the one that you are able to open, it slides open and you see a small box inside.
Is that
It's
also gonna crumble
about
if I touch it?
no. It kind of looks like a jewelry box actually. The way that it's flat and the hinges that are a little rusted but still work.
He's not gonna. If he can open it while it's still in the drawer, he's going to open it while it's still
Mm-hmm.
in the drawer. He's not gonna like take it out just yet.
Okay. You open it, and you find what looks to be a box that once housed a rather large amulet. It has the indents of where the pendant itself would lay and where it would wrap around for the chain. And you also see a small bit of metal still in there, about the same size and shape of the amulet itself, but this piece of metal looks like it'd be something that attaches to it. But it's a symbol you haven't seen before, cut out of metal and very carefully crafted.
And that metal is
But
in the amulet box, right?
Nathan does. Yep. It's like, say you were to have like an amulet, right? The size of like a pocket watch. And there was a separate piece that you could attach to put on top of it, kind of like a connecting piece. You found the connecting piece in the box.
Gotcha.
And you also see that that same symbol etched into the metal that you find in the box is on some of the papers that you see on the table.
So he's gonna go ahead and take the amulet box and everything and tuck
Mm-hmm.
that away in his paper pouch, since he can't put the
Mm-hmm.
papers in it. And just kind of look up across the room over to Evie's head in the doorway. There's some papers over here, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to take them out. They're a little too fragile. I can just try
Ah,
to read them to you, but if we're gonna touch any of them, you're gonna have to come in here with all your shit.
that's quite all right. Your Latin does leave something to be desired. I'll hobble on over. Evie hobbles on over.
You hobble on over, and you see that, yes, some of it's Latin, some of it's other languages that you don't recognize, but you do see that symbol that you can roll me uh, Cthulhu Mythos if you want to try and identify it.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I
Can
can't
I
wait. Let's see
as
what we
well,
get.
even though I have a 3 in that?
Yeah.
I'm twice as good as you are, Z. Alright, let's go. Oh shit, that's a 14. I can pass
Use
that.
luck. Use
Yeah,
luck.
I think I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, how much luck do I have? I have 52 luck. I could bring that down to a 1. Amy, how spicy would it be to bring it down to a 1? Or should I just bring it to a 6?
Yeah, man.
Getting a critical success would be. Sorry, I'm like, oh fuck, what if you do? Bring it down to a 1. Holy shit.
What'd you get
I
to?
mean, what'd you get to?
Not anywhere near close to that.
Okay, alright. You know what? Let's fucking do it. Alright, let's fucking go. I will bring that shit down to a 1. I will spend 13. Lucky 13 luck.
God damn.
That
Oh
makes me
wow.
so anxious.
Give me
Evie's
one
about
sec.
to see into the beyond.
Alright. Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta flip over.
I feel like
Gotta go to the back
this
of the
did
book
not
for
expect
this.
us.
I
They're
know.
like, there's no way somebody's gonna crit this.
Gotta refer to those appendices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tell you
Mm-hmm.
which other book you have to be reading to understand this. Should I roll my
So
mini die for this? Continue.
How much research has Evie done into the Cthulhu mythos?
Jesus! What a hell of an answer we were about to get. I feel like Evie's she's an academic, right? She had an experience she doesn't understand. I feel like her inclination is to try to understand it as best she can. So she does a bunch of research on the fish people, obviously, which is what she's personally encountered. But I think that when she heard about what Nathan had encountered, she had also done a second spree of research there. And of course, Elaine's got her own stuff that Evie probably spurred a third wave of research. So I would say that she's probably done some digging.
Okay. So you recognize this symbol, Evie, because it's come up time and time again, but you've never seen it so complete. Every time you've seen it, it's been slightly different. Maybe the circle's half drawn here, maybe there's a line missing there. They all harken to something. But this version of the symbol that you're seeing, you see all of the lines you could imagine being there are there. You've never seen it so filled out. It's so whole in both the metal piece and the symbol that is etched onto the paper. And you remember all the books you've read harken to the symbol, drawing from the same source. And you recognize that, oh, this symbol is always used when referring to the Necronomicon, the original Necronomicon.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Oh no. So, what can Evie glean from this being something? Does she think that these are pages from the Necronomicon? Does she think that these are just replicas, perhaps? Um, what is she? What conclusions can she reasonably draw from this?
The conclusions she can draw from this are while these papers are old, they're not nearly old enough. So they're not from it at all. However, it seems like these were using it as a source when it was written down.
So these are like a secondary source.
Yes. As if Mr. Corbett had the Necronomicon at some point and he copied down some pages. That's what she can draw from this. And some of it's in Latin, other of it is in Greek.
So as Evie looks this over, she sees the symbol, and what had been a serious but somewhat good-natured look on her face. She usually tries to keep on when she's working in this capacity. This stiff upper lip idea, where it's fine. Probably is tetanus. It's fine. They're investigating something terrifying. She's dealt with this before. She sees this symbol and she does pause. And I think Nathan probably knows her well enough to see that look of, oh no, come over her. And she doesn't touch the paper at all. In fact, she draws her hand back and she touches her knuckle to her just under her lips. Nathan, I believe we've stumbled into something terrible. Terrible and very old.
Nathan kind of like, you see one brow go up in like kind of like surprise and confusion for a moment before it's like instead furrows. So is that saying I need to be putting this back? And he'll pull out the amulet box with a little symbol in it.
That's a very bad thing to hold. Is it not, Amy? Or what's Evie's read on this situation here? Kira is an idiot. Make sure Evie is not.
Okay. I mean, that Cthulhu Mythos critical success. God damn. So, it's not inherently dangerous. It's not like he picked up eldritch, like, a radiation, you know?
Mm.
However, it has a lot of potential if someone knows how to use it. And as you see the fucking box he's got, you see that it pairs with something else. And that's kind of like taking the safety off, so to speak.
Mm.
Once you pair it with its matching thing, then it becomes a lot more dangerous.
Evie look.
However, however, it also makes it a lot more powerful if you know how to use it.
Does Evie know how to use it?
In theory, she could learn how to.
Oh, oh dear.
Oh no.
That changes matters.
This is how you get magic.
Eldritch artifacts. Evie, when he pulls that out, she looks at that amulet box for just a hair too long. No, it's good that you picked that up. We'll be needing to keep that out of the hands of anyone who might misuse it. You see, this is. Are you familiar with the Necronomicon, Mr. Keegan?
Heard y'all mention it once or twice, not saying I've read up on it at all.
So, you're familiar with its vast powers and how old the thing is, and how difficult it is to get a hold of an original copy, how unthinkable it would be.
And he kind of like, there's a, a moment where you see he's processing and trying to piece together the little snippets of conversations that he has heard, or like at least been near and happened to overhear, whether or not he was actually listening. And then there's a single slow nod.
Well, I would not say that this is an original copy, and we can thank our lucky stars for that, but this does appear to be a secondary source. Mr. Corbett might have been in possession of the original. I've never seen this symbol so complete, not in all my research.
And he kind of takes a breath. So the symbols that are on the paper, those symbols are also in this amulet box, yes?
Ah, yeah, so the piece of metal, the attachment for the amulet, that same symbol is found on some of the papers. Not all of them, but some of them.
Okay, and that is the Necronomicon symbol. It is not a separate symbol.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Same one.
And Nathan kind of processes this for a moment. And then there's just a very, very slight tilt of the head. And he's staring at the papers now. So you're telling me all this is real nasty, really bad stuff that is probably why everything's so fucked up in this house.
Yes, extremely, which is why we do need to confiscate that amulet post haste. You see, that's only half of the situation that you've got there. Somewhere around here, perhaps somewhere else, there's a secondary half to it, and when combined, that's when its true power is unleashed. An unsavory chap could use it to do quite a few terrible things.
And Nathan nods again. Is there anything on these papers you need to make note of?
Uh, I'm guessing probably. Can Evie have time to make some notes here? She has a notebook.
Yeah. It depends on how much time are you going to spend here.
I feel like Evie knows they probably shouldn't spend too much time here. So she's gonna try and get top line and also things she has not seen elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Probably take you, what, 10 minutes? Just
Yeah,
to
that
get
sounds
the
about right.
bare bones. Imagine she starts reading a paragraph, she's like, okay, I've already read this. I know this one. Skip to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Try to expedite it. All right. So while Evie's doing that, Nathan, Christy, what are you guys going to be doing? Maybe 10 minutes or so.
I imagine Christy is waiting for permission to leave the thing.
It has gotten very quiet.
Just
It hasn't moved.
scooted it over so that she can stare through the hole too.
She could do that, yeah. You could
Yes,
scoot
that.
it. Mm. Yeah, feel free to scoot it.
Nathan is just like kind of like watching Evie work and then like looking at the coffin in the middle of the room and watching Evie work. He's not moving. He is keeping that shotgun kind of like it's lowered, but it is kind of in the general direction of the coffin if something pops out. Um and he is waiting very pointedly for Evie to finish, which is partially, I also imagine, like Evie's cue beyond her just knowing that it's not a good thing to like stay here too long. Of like, okay, Nathan is going to pull my ass away if I take too long. And
I feel like on some level Evie relies on that as a timer.
because as soon as Evie seems satisfied with what she has written, or is like, okay, I think he's pulling out a matchbook, and he is going to strike a match and drop it on these papers.
There's a flinch from Evie, but she doesn't stop him. She looks down as the flames consume the paper. Well, a pity, but probably for the greater good.
It takes no time at all for all of those papers to burst into flame. In what seems like mere moments, everything is gone. All that's left is just ash and just the smell of burnt paper in the air, along with something else you can't quite place.
And you said there was a stuck drawer on this table, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just kind of like motion for Evie to back away. Now that all these papers have been burned to a crisp. And he's actually going to
Evie will.
Go ahead.
No, Evie steps back.
Just he's going to be very gentle with pushing this like slowly lowering this desk to its back. And then he's going to pull out his shillelagh and he's going to bust into that drawer.
Okay, so are you using something or just pure brute strength or
Pure strength.
pure strength? Okay. I'll let you roll fighting brawl if you want to fight the table. I'll also let you roll strength. Um, I'll
uh,
also I would hear lock picking technically if that's how you lock pick. If you want to use that one
no,
instead.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't think of lockpicking. Lockpicking is out of his wheelhouse. He's a good Irish boy.
Schmack.
But I will do a strength check because his brawl is lower than his strength. Currently, at least. Okay, what does this mean? I think that's a 5. I think that's a critical success. I have double zeros and a 5. So I'm pretty sure that's a 5.
A critical would be a 1, so that'd be an extreme success.
Extreme, yeah.
hmm So, alright, you fucking pop this bitch open like it's fucking nothing. Splinters of wood kind of shower onto the ground by your feet, but who the fuck cares? That was fucking cool. Uh, and inside of the drawer, you find a small pouch, black velvet, tied together with a piece of very, very like fine silver string.
Shillelagh back in the loop. And we'll pick up that pouch.
As you pick it up, there is a weight in it, and as it shifts in your hand, you do hear metal clinging against each other.
Without opening it, can he kind of feel around this pouch and guess if it is the same shape as the amulet?
It's circular, but there's multiple things. It feels less like an amulet and it feels more like coins.
You will carefully open it and take out one of whatever is inside.
So inside, you pull out one, and it looks to be a very large gold coin, about the size of a dollar coin. But it is very much not a dollar coin. You see that etched onto it, one half has a depiction of a creature of some sort, not dissimilar to the statue you all saw at the remains of the church. The other half has another creature, this one different. You can't quite put a finger on it, but you do see that it doesn't have good vibes. And if you look further at the other coins in the bag, you see that you have a total of 4 coins, each one having both the quote unquote um, one half has the same like Cthulhu esque symbol of a creature with tentacles and that same piercing eyes, and the other half has various other creatures, monsters, some of them shaped after a dog, another one shaped after like what looks to be like a storm itself. See a third one that looks just like a person standing in a robe, but they're all just coins.
He will kind of frown for a minute as he's kind of looking these over and turning them in his hand. And then he's just going to pass those off to Evie and point towards the hole in the wall.
Evie will grab them, and I'm guessing he's saying go hobble over back over there.
Yes. It's like your ass can't run
Yes.
very fast. You need a head start.
Yeah, Evie is going to start hobbling, GM, if I may be
Mm-hmm.
permitted to hobble back to
You
the
can hobble.
hole, and
Mm-hmm.
she'll look at them in this room.
Okay.
Am I rolling mythos again?
If you would like to.
Can I do
All
that
right,
too?
Evie.
Yep.
I wanna roll it even though I have no shot because I might have a shot one day.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
All right. Okay, 48. I got nothing.
Nope.
That little fucking cackle.
That was a good cackle. What did
That
you
was a
get?
really good cackle.
I got a 99.
Oh no!
Ooh. Nathan, all you know about that is that you don't fucking like him.
It was close enough to taking a fucking psychic damage from this shit. I tried too hard.
Aw.
So Evie looks the coins over. They're not about the size of the amulet, are they? They're different size.
Yeah. I'm
Different
saying
size.
the amulet itself is more ovular rather than the pure circle.
All right. Evie will tuck these away on her person. Wait a
Mm-hmm.
second. Do these look like the coins that were involved in the other shenanigan?
What?
The one shot.
The other shenanigan. The caper.
Oh! Oh shit! I completely fucking forgot.
That's what I thought they were until you
That like
started
what is
describing
this?
them. Because I think the ones from the
Similar.
other one had like a city on them or some shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Evie would see that those are similar, but not the same. They're a
Evie will
similar size and overall shape and thickness, but they have different etchings on them.
Evie will frown mightily at them as she tucks them away. Well, I don't recognize these, but I've seen something of the sort before. She then leans into the hole and calls out, "Extremely cursed! I'm sure it's no surprise to hear."
And Nathan just kind of sighs. Being down here, I'm pretty sure everything's cursed. I'm pretty sure that wrench I threw in here is cursed.
Did you check it for symbols?
You just get like this like half shadowed like look from across the room.
It never hurt.
He spots Christy still sitting through the hole. Kind of tilts his head. That thing ain't trying to stab you yet.
No, it seems quiet.
He nods. Hell, go ahead and pick up a wrench or a pipe or something just in case something comes flying out of this. He's gonna start walking over to this fucking coffin.
All right.
Hopefully he'll hope it's like fucking Evie's injured and is going to have to run. Hopefully Chris fucking what is it, Christy?
That is
Yes,
correct.
Christy.
Okay. She seems healthy and strong. Hopefully she can smack something if absolutely needed.
All right. So, you make your way over to the coffin in the center of the room. And what do you do here?
He's gonna like walk all the way around it and examine it first. And kind of like if there's any dirt or
Mm-hmm.
anything, kind of like brush it off before he tries to do anything else.
Okay, you see that it's kind of made of wooden boards that are, treated against the elements. You see that it's a, box, coffin sized. It's a lid that can just be slid off. There is some dirt that's on them just from, like, time. But other than that, you don't see anything of note on the wood.
See, we really need the knife, but I don't know how to use the knife without the knife stabbing us.
Do we try and bribe it?
I don't think you can bribe a knife.
Would you
It's
like
sentient.
would you like a DM hint here?
Yes, please.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, you all tried to capture the knife. I think that was Nathan's first instinct. Trash
Yes.
can lid, pin against the wall.
Yes.
Now, correct me if I am wrong here. As far as I can recall, none of you tried to grab the knife.
No.
That's, just so you know, like, if you were to use a knife, holding it by the handle would be useful.
Nathan had it
You
in
know, it's
his
like
hand
little.
at first. It flew out.
That's true. At first. But this is your DM hint of once it's been activated, wrestling it to a point where you can use it is the trick here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Or you could go without it.
That's a mistake. I know that's a mistake.
I shall be right back.
I do volunteer NPC as tribute.
Unfortunately, I have a early 1900s Southern boy that's too chivalrous for that. Nathan will, seeing that there's not any trick to this, will kind of walk over and nothing, like there's not been any noise or anything disturbed by him moving around and like touching this coffin, right?
Nope.
He's gonna walk back over to this hole in the wall and kind of like eye Evie up and down and then eye Christy up and down and just tilts his head slightly. You ever shot a shotgun before?
Who is that to?
Christy.
No?
He'll just like, if she has not has she stood up yet or not?
Nope, she's still sitting.
He'll just hold out a hand to help her to her feet. And as soon as
She stands up and immediately shuffles around kind of behind him, afraid of what's to come.
she stands up, and she tries to like move away, he will kind of grab her wrist, like not tightly, not harshly, and will just turn the shotgun and hand it towards her, and will
She will take it.
just position his hands, or like show her how to hold it very carefully.
Oh.
Just like,
Hello.
I am about to do something extremely stupid. If it doesn't work out, that one, he's gonna point towards Evie, is not gonna be able to move very fast. So if it starts heading towards this door and looks like it's coming after y'all, beauty of a shotgun, just point and shoot.
Okay. I can do that.
Don't shoot unless it's heading towards you, though.
She'll nod.
Nathan will lean down and pick up the impromptu trap and kind of back off a little bit with it in his hands.
So, Nathan, is it still in the trap?
Yeah, he's gonna walk over like
Okay.
roughly here until, because he doesn't want it to like
Mm-hmm.
fly out and like into one of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still quiet and like not moving as far as he can tell while he is moving in this room?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
As far as I can tell, I'm just gonna fucking shake it.
You hear the clink of the knife in there. But it hasn't moved.
So he's gonna try and kind of shake it and position it down like at the bottom of the trap so that he can like pull off the rope and like try to slide his
Mm-hmm.
hand in to grab it really fast,
Mm-hmm.
like in one motion.
All right. So you carefully maneuver, tilting it so you hear the metal part hit the very bottom. And you very, very quickly and swiftly wrap your hand around the handle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you pull it out?
Well, first he's gonna see if it starts immediately trying to get away from him as soon as his hand's around the handle.
No, not immediately, but you do feel just like this like thrum of life as you make contact with it.
So he'll pull it out. Well, he'll move over to the coffin and like I imagine like he's got like
Mm-hmm.
his arms wrapped around this like bundle of like a metal that it's in and his hand like shoved
Mm-hmm.
inside it. And he just
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks towards the hole one more time, takes a deep breath, and like the arm that's wrapped around this like makeshift trap, he drops and tries to shove the lid off this thing as quickly as possible in one movement.
So the instant that you take the knife out, you drop the trap, right?
Yes.
You see that it kind of comes a bit to life. I'd like you to make me a strength check. But you can have a bonus to it because you're expecting it this. Uh, yeah, just pure strength roll, but you're prepared for it. And that means you're going to be rolling your percentile twice and taking the lower one.
That is a 43 versus a 65, so that is almost a hard. Not quite.
Almost. All right. So as you drop the trap and the knife is exposed to air, it kind of lurches for a second, but you're able to keep a handle on it. Handle. Sorry. Uh, you're able to keep it in your hand, even though you can feel that it wants to lurch out of your hand. And as you go to move the lid of this coffin in this one moment, you see that the coffin lid already moves the
Stab!
second that the knife is exposed to air inside of this room, of this chamber. And all of you are greeted with a sight. See, the first thing that you notice is a figure that, as soon as the lid moves, almost of its own, before Nathan can even touch it, there is a figure standing. See, this figure is about 6 feet tall. It's thin. First thing you notice is the very, very pale, like yellow, drawn out like skin. You see that it's skinny. It's also naked. And you see it has ghastly wide eyes and a nose as sharp as a knife. You see that its gums have shrunken to a point where his teeth look impossibly long. And you see that his teeth hold tight against each other into an almost grin, as suddenly the room is flooded with a smell of something very sharp but sweet. But it makes your stomach still churn as this figure rises from his coffin, almost like rotten corn. And as he turns to look at you all, I like you all to roll me sanity check.
That is. Let's just roll it this way to see what the hard is on this so I don't have to do the math. So close. Okay. That was a 30 that I rolled.
All right. Cody, you're going to be taking 1d8 sanity. So you're going to be losing. You cannot spend luck on sanity rolls, unfortunately. If I remember correctly, at least. Unless you all can remember a ruling I've done differently.
No.
Okay, yeah. It's luck checks and sanity checks are the only things you can't spend luck on. So, here's where we learn something fun and new. Chrissy, you lose 7 sanity. And when someone loses 5 or more from a single source, they have a bout of madness. So, Chrissy, I'm gonna need you to make me an intelligence check.
Bitch,
Now,
shoot me.
if you fail a roll, it's kind of like the luck checks from previously. It's where if you roll this intelligence roll, if you fail it, then you do not go into a bout of madness. But if you succeed, then you do. It's essentially like if you fail it, you kind of repress the memory and you don't think too deeply about it. You kind of like block yourself from it. If you succeed, then you recognize the significance of the situation and the details, and that's what gets you to succumb to a bout of madness. So, because you failed, you do not go into a bout of madness. And Christy is just barely able to keep her shit together from seeing this walking corpse rise from a grave, from a coffin. So, sanity mechanic, bad as madness. A. Anyway, we're going to be going to combat. If all of you can put in the Discord. Actually, yeah, put in the Discord what all of your Wait, I think I still have them actually.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know what? I can just keep the turn tracker, like not thing at all. This is great.
Except for if somehow changes during level ups, which I don't think it can.
No. All right. So, Nathan. Oh, and by the way, just in case it wasn't clear, because I think I forgot to mention it, he is wearing an amulet.
Hmm.
Gotta keep that other half away, eh?
Hmm. Nathan,
But
without
yes, Nathan.
I would like Nathan to be smart here, because I know what IZ the player thinks would